Hello friends and welcome to today's tutorial. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to show you some basic tools everyone needs to know within Photoshop. So the very first thing you will need is going to be a background image and a quote or text that you want to add to it. So let's go ahead and pull up Photoshop and start from there. Now, the very first thing and the absolute most important thing in this entire tutorial will be number one, starting with the correct size image. So start with File, go to New or Command N, and then we want to change this to inches. And we're going to start off with a width of 8.5 by 11. I'm going to create a fun little printable for you guys, and we want the resolution to be 300 pixels per square inch. And we're going to change our color mode to CMYK color because this is what you want selected if you are going to print something out. Now, if you want it to be just available on the internet, say you want to post something to Instagram or your website, then you can keep it on RGB color mode. But CMYK is what printers will use to optimize the printing capabilities. So let's go ahead and hit create. And so this is our final document right here. Now, again, this is the most important part. You start with the final size in mind. So if I'm creating a 16 by 20 poster, I start with 16 by 20 dimensions. Now, my next step is going to be to go to File and open my background image. I'm going to use some watercolor prints, and I want you to see exactly how I do this. So I'm going to start with the original super ugly watercolor print. And let's go ahead and open that guy up. Now I'm going to take this and mask it to create a different image. I created a color chart and I wanted to have all my pretty colors, and I like the hard edges of my watercolor print here. I really like that look. So what I'm going to do is, now that I have my whole image pulled up, I'm going to hit Command A and it selects everything on the screen. Now, if you have multiple layers, you will want to condense those layers by going Layer, Merge Visible, and then they will be one layer. And then you can hit Command A or Control A to select all. Now that I have all selected, I will hit Command C to copy. I'm going to go over to my other document and hit Command V. And now I've pasted it in here. Okay, so now I'm going to select, go to my Shapes tool here, Custom Shape tool, and let's see, I want to use a heart. I'm going to drag it over the area that I want my heart to be, and I can use the Shift key and it will make it a perfect heart, or I can let it drag to whatever size or shape. If I want a skinny heart, then I want a short squatty heart. Let's keep it the original shape. So I hit Shift and keep that original shape, drag it out to as big as I want it. Okay, there it is. Now I can resize it by grabbing the corner with these two opposite-ended arrows, click and then hold Shift down and it keeps that size for me. I want to try to get the biggest area of color that I can. And click this arrow up at the top, click OK. Okay, now I'm going to select my magic wand tool here, and I am going to select my heart. Now, if you have trouble selecting the heart, or just the heart, you can see it's picking up this white area here. Make sure you're doing sample all layers at the top. Make sure that's selected. Otherwise, it might just keep telling you that's a fill layer. But what I'm going to do to change that really quickly is hit Command D to deselect. And I'm going to just fill this with, and pick up my paint bucket, hit D, and that defaults my colors back to black and white. And it says this shape layer must be rasterized before proceeding. Rasterize the shape. Okay. Now I can turn that whole piece black. Now I'm going to go back to my magic wand, select the heart and only the heart. And now that that's selected, so this is important. So I've selected the heart on my shape layer. Now I want to select my background layer, hide the heart, but you can see I still have my little marching ants because my heart area is still selected. So now I'm on my layer 1, my background layer. Sorry, not this background, but the background I want on my image. And now I'm going to hit this little circle within a rectangle. That's your mask tool. And there you go. Now it has masked over my background image. And that's exactly what I want. Perfect, super simple, super easy to do. Now, I'm not going to want this particular image to go all the way to the side if I'm printing, because a lot of times if you throw it in a frame, it's going to crop off that edge. So I'm going to grab the corners with my double arrows going in different directions, hold shift and resize. I'm just dragging it in and I'm holding shift. Now I'm going to let go of my key, and then now that pink line is telling me I'm centered there. And I'm going to put it a little bit to the top because I want to add my verse or my quote on top of it. Okay, that looks great. Now let's add some text. So I'm going to add my text tool. And I'm going to click off of it there and add my text. And I'm going to say in all caps, there is no. Click OK. I'm going to drag it to the center here. And you can grab the corner, click your mouse down, hold shift to resize like this. There we go. And then I'm going to change my font to a fun cursive font. I'm going to say rainbow. Oops, I don't want all caps again. Rainbow. Another way I can change that text size is to go to this little A on the side. Just select a different size or type one in, whatever you like to do. And then that's going to tell me it's lined up centered. Okay, there is no rainbow. And then I want to go back to this text and that same text size. So I'm going to select there is no and hit Command J, and it duplicates that layer. Now I can take my move arrow and drag it down here. And obviously we don't want that text to stay the same, but I'm going to click on it and then triple click to select all. Now I'm going to go caps again and say without. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the rainbow, except I'm going to select my rainbow layer here on the right, Command J or Control J to duplicate. I'm going to drag my duplicate down here, edit the text just to take bow off. There is no rainbow without rain. Now, I'm going to make the original rainbow a little bit bigger because that's the important part. Okay. Now, if I want all these to be aligned, I select each one of my layers So all of my text, so shift, so I select rain, and I go all the way down to there is no. So it selects all those, and then I can hit Command or Control to also select my heart layer. And then I'm on my Move Align tool, and let's hit Center Vertical. And then I just want my text at this point. So there is no, hit Shift and select rain. And I can drag them as a group to where they look best on the heart. Awesome. Now, say I wanted to do white text on top of the heart because I like that. It's more of a modern feel. I can select each one and change the color to white, which is 6 Fs. Or you can just click up here in the corner, but that's not always true white. But now that they're white, we can't really read the text in the middle, can we? So what can we do about that? Let's go, and you can do this a couple different ways, but one of the ways I'm going to do it is, so I don't have to do this to every single layer of text, I'm going to merge these all down together. So I'm going to select there is no, hit shift and go to rain and layer, merge layers. So now they're all together. And I'm going to go to layer style, stroke. And this will put a little outline around my words. And I want it to be subtle, so it's going to be small. And I can even bring the opacity down. All I want it to do is make those words stand out from that light color and white center. That looks pretty good. Click, and then you can go one step further and go to drop shadow. And then you select the drop shadow to edit it. You can change the angle of your shadow. You can change the opacity of your shadow, the size, the spread, distance. Again, I just want it to be nice and subtle. I just want to be able to read it and it look nice. That looks pretty good to me. We're going to say OK. And there we have it. There is no rainbow without rain. Now I'm going to save this as rainbow on my desktop, and always save a Photoshop copy because, or a PSD, because you never know when you're going to have to go back and edit it, and you don't want to have to start from scratch. So always, always, always save a Photoshop document also. And then save it as a high quality JPEG. I'm actually going to save this as a PDF, and I'm going to give this to you as a free download when you go to my website. My website is www.hillarycraig.com. So go check that out if you want the free version of my rainbow print. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please post it in the comments. Also, I want to let you know these are the exact steps I use if I'm creating my own custom greeting card or birthday invitation or announcement or anything like that. These are the exact steps I use to add text. Again, you just want to keep in mind the final size of print, correct the color mode to CMYK if you're actually going to print it out. If you're emailing, keep it RBG. Add that text in there, and then you won't get that really grainy pixelated text if you were to just throw text on top of any random picture. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and the little bell to be notified of new tutorials. Thanks guys, have a good one.